All right, so today's course, let's hit it. Let's get official now. We're all in the room together. We're going to be looking at available Texas Realtors commercial contract forms and a few multi-use forms. We're going to take the time to talk about cannabis. That's both hemp and marijuana. We're going to talk about the difference between these alphabets everyone keeps tossing around, THC and CBD. That makes all the difference in the world there. We are going to be looking at the federal hemp laws, and then we're going to bring it on down to the state level so you know what we can and can't do around these parts. Then we're going to look at applying all of that to the Texas Realtors commercial contracts that we have in place, including the farm and ranch contracts. And that's where Tremaine really gets to help us out here. And at the end of the day, we're going to hit some myths and misunderstandings about hemp, and hopefully we break all that down for y'all. Let's do it. Let's talk about cannabis. I need to change what you think about that word. Most folks hear cannabis and they go straight to the weed. It is not weed. We are not talking about just weed today. Everybody thinks, oh my goodness. And they get offended. Some folks see the title of this class, Joy, and they just get indignant about the subject matter. That's not what we're doing. Go on and take a picture of this if you feel like you'd like it. This is basic botany. Let me get you all straight right quick. The word cannabis is a genus of plant. It's got two species. One of them species is the one that's a little bit more popular around these parts. That's species number 2. That's your marijuana. Species number 1, which is the point of this class, is hemp. Species number 1 is a little bit different for a couple of very simple reasons. Look down here up under the word. It's because of its content of CBD and THC. Two different alphabets, little bitty letters, big meanings. CBD is not the thing that gets you high. It's the THC that does. And so the THC content in hemp and marijuana is what makes one legal and not legal. Take a look at hemp. Its CBD content, as looked at by federal law and state law, must be 0.3% or less, not 0.3. A lot of folks put that O in there, 0.03. It's 0.3% or less THC, then we will classify that cannabis as hemp. Anything higher than that, and it's on marijuana. And marijuana really does start off pretty high on its THC percentages. It's also got some CBD in it, but again, that's not what makes it illegal. On top of that, there is mention of oral leases being recognized. Every fiber of my being says that an oral agreement goes against our training regarding the statute of frauds. Does anyone remember from school what that statute says? But it did say for a contract to be legit, it needed to be in writing. Then here we go with oral leases in our own contracts. Every part of me goes, I'm out, bye. Because if you all do read the Tierra Grand magazine, we're going to go back to what you're speaking about, Tremaine, but this is a sticking point for me. The Tierra Grand magazine, about one issue, maybe 2 issues ago, had a lengthy article about oral leases and how bad it can go. You guys will be right in the middle of this if that stuff isn't squared away by attorneys prior to closing. Who said what when? We're talking spit in the handshake. 6 generations back. And we've been going by this agreement that no one has written down anywhere. So be aware what you're getting into. Yes, or Nick?
Yeah, I'm just curious, why is this even in discussion? Why all of a sudden is an oral lease an option after so many years of legal, it's black and white, usually it's, why is this a discussion in the first place?
Another big issue that we do see is sometimes there's abandoned houses on it, and the house, there is a surface lease. And I'm going through that right now where they own the land. There's a house with a whole different legal description and property number sitting on the land, and the house was abandoned. So the kid is selling the land from his father, did not know that there's another owner for that house. And it's sitting in the not in the middle of the land, but on the land.
there's also an instance where the people that work on the land, there are several generations that have worked there, and the grandchildren didn't know that grandparents from the original owners of the land had given them as a gift, because their whole family has been there working on the land forever.
And that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. So definitely, Nick, this is designed to make you aware of what you might have glazed over. So I'm unwrapping something. Does anybody have any idea what might be in this big old piece of newspaper? I've had this for years and I haven't unwrapped it. Jesus, since maybe 2000 and bike helmet, a watermelon, right? It's about as big as a watermelon. I have not unwrapped this since 2011, maybe 2010. It's been wrapped all this time. Let me pull it out.
A vase.
This is how nerdy I am when it comes to building management. My engineer knew I wanted to know absolutely everything about everything. How else do you get to learn the building systems unless you show up with the contractors? Show me what you're doing. What's up? What are we out? So he comes to me and he says, hey, Mish, you want this? And he brings me the biggest light bulb ever. And I'm like, whoa, what? And he goes, this is your light bulb from your parking lot. I'd never seen anything. My head is not this big. Look at this thing. This is like the biggest bulb ever. Nicoy is like, you are such a nerd and I can't stand that I know you. But I have had this thing forever. It's just a light bulb. And I really just wanted to see what they were like from the systems. You know, how big are they? These things cost anywhere from 50 to $100 a bulb, guys. I'm like, show me what $100 looks like. So I've had it for years and it stayed wrapped up. I thought I would do something design-wise with it. It ain't done nothing but sit up in some tissue for a decade. So there you go. But my point is this: anytime I had an opportunity to learn something about something on a property, even down to the light bulb, I was there for it. So if you ever have a chance, find out what they're doing. Somebody says, hey, you want to get in this cherry picker and get up here and see this pylon sign with me? Get in the scissor lift, get in the cherry picker and going up there and see what they're doing. And yes, it's called a cherry picker. Come on, guys.
Is that bulb still working or is that just a burnt bulb?
That's the burnt out bulb. Can you see the filament and everything burnt out and gone? Yeah. But I thought it was cool. I know, I'm a nerd. Look at Nicoy.
You should also bring that up in your hemp class too, by the way.
What, this?
Yeah, for the indoor ones.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I never look at you. But this, I don't know. I'm just such a dweeb. Anytime a contractor showed up, I was there. And I just wanted to see what they were doing so I can learn. And that's where my scope of understanding and experience came from. Let me see what we're paying you for. That's it. Let me set this down so I don't break it. Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope it gave you an idea of what life is like in the classroom with me. Just wanted to tell Texas Realtors and the Houston Association of Realtors and all of the associations across Texas that kept me employed, thank you. Not just me, my colleagues too. This was a year when we all could have been out of work and out of luck. And you all found a way to keep us employed, to keep our colleagues educated, and to keep life going with minimal interruption. And to that end, Texas Realtors really put me in a unique position because I came to TR about, I want to say 5, maybe 6 years ago, looking for an opportunity to teach classes. And one of the first things I did was say, go get accustomed to doing this on camera and in front of a live crew at the same time. Then I got this quickie 5-minute training session, and I do mean quick. Oh, by the way, don't forget to do this. Look up at the camera, acknowledge the people who were in the room via, Zoom, not necessarily just those people who were in the classroom. Little touches like that all these years later make the difference in doing these classes today. So I had a little bit of a head start thanks to some great training I got. As far as why I do what I do as an instructor, I love it. And I love it so much, I'm not very transactional anymore. If you went and looked at my record of transactions, it's pretty paltry, it's pretty sad. I keep some agents at my brokerage, they help me out, but as far as me, not so much. I teach too much these days, and I do it because I love it. Little quickie little glimpse into my brain. I used to wonder how musical artists would get on stage and do the same stuff over and over and over again for decades, for years, same songs all the time. And it's like, geez, don't you get tired of singing that? I'll be doing my 9th year next year, and I've been teaching some of the same stuff for 9 years, and every single time I get in front of the camera and in front of a new classroom, like a new audience, it gets exciting. I love seeing faces light up when they have those, oh, I get it moments. That stuff's priceless, you guys. I don't know about you, but it energizes me just so much. And that's what keeps me doing this over and over and over again. So with all that said, I'll keep teaching, I'll keep talking, I'll keep repeating. I'll continue to create new curriculum. Hopefully you'll keep me around, win or no win, it doesn't matter. I just love doing this work. So thanks for even considering people like me and all my other colleagues who are also up for the same award. I wish us all luck. I hope I win, but with all that said, it's just really been a privilege to do this. Thanks so much, and you guys have a good time figuring out who wins this thing. Bye, guys.